Alright guys, welcome back. So I took the deck logos once again and just trying to make the deck work. It's gonna be very similar to the YCS build where I played hand traps, and I feel like it just feels a sense of security when you have that option to be like, oh, I have Nib, oh, I have Valor, I have Imperm, I have so many Ash, I have so many hand traps just to prevent my opponent from completely establishing a board, right? Dawnwalker is just amazing. It just helps so much. Triple Starter Synchron, this is going to be the best ratio because it just allows you to mill it off Chaos Ruler, allows you to hard open them, and then be able to tuning for the other or whatever. Of course, you have a Yugioh. This one is a bit weird because it's the best of the worst level 2s because it doesn't really play around Ash, and it doesn't play around Valor Imperm, so it's like it loses to it makes your speeder lose to much more compared to the Converter and Doppel because they play around Ash, but they're vulnerable to Valor Imperm as well, but they give you resources that you can play off of. Whereas this one doesn't really do that, but it punishes your opponent because sometimes if they interact prematurely, they'll see you like Converter away a tuner and Converter, and you search for this, and then you have 2 cards left in hand. So you go summon, and then you try to bring back Converter or Doppel, and then they'll be like, okay, I'll stop this, and then after you punish them and go special and then pop off. Apart from that, like, I don't know, it just, yeah, it serves its purpose, but like it just, I don't know, it's a bit. Then of course you have your Doppel Warrior. This card's one of the best level 2s to make speeder with because it just gives you resources. It gives you the XL play, which is nice. And then Junk Converter, of course, this card's like the silent mining for the deck. This card itself and a tuner to add a Synchron, which is nice. Like, I'm starting to miss Carrier though. Like, I'm not, a lot of the games I'm like, oh, if I let Carrier, I'd be pretty good here. Cause it prompted responses, like it just, I don't know, just really good. Then of course you have your one-ofs that you don't want to draw, especially this one. Oh my, this card, like, I keep drawing it, man. I just want to get new support so I don't have to play this card. Like, it's just so, oh, it's so annoying. At first I was like, oh, it's cute. Okay, it's like, yeah, it's in my hands. I guess, you know. But no, now it's starting to get really annoying. I just don't want to see it anymore. Cyber Synchron, it hires this link just enough. It's viability. So this is the hand trap part. Triple Nib. This is I guess very debatable. Like, you can main this or not main this or not. Triple Ash, just very generic hand trap. You just want to be able to open up hand traps in sequence your opponent's turn for them. Like, be like, okay, I can stop them here, and you kind of like make them do like weird plays, you know, like especially if you interact at a weird spot, they'll be like, oh, because they'll be thinking like, oh, they don't have this or they don't have that, and then the moment you interact with them, they're like, oh, they did have that, and then now they're scrambling to establish or I guess salvage what they're trying to do. And having the amount of hand traps you have is insane because these are good because they're consistency pieces because you can discard them with a Converter, which is nice. Of course, these you can't do anything, but like, it's just, you need these to stop Appaloosas, to stop Build-A-Boards. Like, if you open with this and this is insane, or this and this is insane. And then like any variation of a combination of this should be sufficient enough to stop your opponent. Of course, you have your consistency card. You have tuning, right? Tuning, and then overtake. This card's amazing. But the fact that you can special it is crazy. Like, before it was like, oh, we need to trigger double, we need to reborn something in the graveyard. No, we can just special summon the thing and it's normal summon double. Like, that's crazy. Even normal summon Converter is huge. Of course, you have your Rhoda. Full Barrier because I'm playing Nib, and it's just consistency. Yeah. Reborn, Droplet, Midbreaker. I managed to get my other 2 copies. I'm just waiting for them in the mail. So now I'm gonna end up playing main deck in Triple Droplet, and I think main deck in Triple Twister would be smart as well because of course it's like hit or miss versus like the Build-A-Board decks, but like, you discard cards, you know, so like you can discard it of Droplets, you can discard it of Dawnwalker, so it's like it won't be too crazy, you know, like it's still a discarding card, so and then this card's amazing. This card's really good right now, evenly matched, and then of course your Solemn Judgments. Imperial Order, just when you go first, it's just you want to stop Dark Rulers and Droplets. It just does the job. And a Reboot when you go second. Reese, thank you. Of course, Duster, of course, when we go second. Twin Twister, and Triple Dark Ruler. This card's just very generic. It's just basically covering what the main deck doesn't cover, like whether it be a build a board or a backward deck. It's just very generic, very straightforward. Side deck. Your tokens, right? I love these tokens. Tokens are cool. Nib token, because sometimes our board ends on just the nib token. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because if we resolve speeder, then we can just make an omega. Double tokens as well. If you want any of these made, link is in the description. Use my promo code to get 10% off. It's cool. Okay, so extra deck, you have Double Star Shaman, Meadow Marcher, Cupid Pitch, Herald, Excel Synchron, Junk Speeder, Junk Warrior, TG. This is what separates this combo deck versus any other combo deck, because yeah, you do mind getting Dark Ruler or Droplets, but the difference is that this one's the main factor. It gets you hand traps, so even if they nullify your board, you draw into so many hand traps that it doesn't really matter. Like, you know, like you can stop a Zeus pop because you draw multiple imperms, multiple Veilers. So like, even if you have like a format Zeus, you can Veiler. Like, okay. Starter's Charge. This is meant to be a Baroness, but if you don't have Baroness, you can just play Dawn Dragster. Thank you, Yasin. Then it goes Omega, Crystal Wing, Chaos Ruler, Hot Red, and Starlight War. Nick, thank you. But yeah, this is meant to be a Baroness. The extra deck is pretty much solved. Like, the only things you could change, maybe like the only flex spot would be this, either Baroness or this, or some people play Shen. But yeah, all this is very standard at the moment. Like, all this is amazing. All this comes up. But that's basically it. So my match, there's 5 rounds of Swiss, then top 8. It was I played 3 PK, Striker, and a Prank Kids. I lost to one of the PKs. It was just I couldn't play past the board. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I couldn't play past the board, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It was insane. And then top 8, I played against Drytron, and I was facing a Gamma, an Imperm, and a Droplets. I was like, well, fair enough, man. I can't play past all that. Like, that's insane. Like, that's crazy. Like, Gamma, like, that's crazy. But yeah, that's basically the deck. It seems like it's solved, but like, there still is like minor things you can change or minor preferences you can implement, right? Like, Small World has been something that has been discussed recently, because it searches basically anything in a deck. Like, everything in a deck searches itself, which is another consistency booster. So it just insane. Like, but then it just increases the price range, and then it's like already like, oh, dude, you know, having to commit, unless you already have the Small Worlds, that's fair enough. That's cool. But like, having to reinvest into the deck itself. But that's kind of the point, right? You try to get better cards or new cards to help improve the deck. And that requires a bit of investing, but yeah, I'll see what I can do. But so far it did pretty good. I didn't mind the deck. The deck was fine, and that's, I don't know, man. It's so many things on the main deck. Like, so many things. But for sure, the triple Droplets is gonna go in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep playing the hand trap build, but like, so far it just feels fine. It feels fine. But hopefully enjoy the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching.